What is up, home workout and bodyweight exercise fans? It's Wednesday's Q&A day, so I'll be answering one of your questions. Specifically, this one is from Chin Lee Bin. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Who says, I'm a light sleeper. I wake up 3 to 4 times per night. I don't get into deep stages of sleep at all. Can you help me out? So, sleep is not just important for general health, but it's also very important for your strength goals, your fitness goals, your nutrition, because as shown in studies, poor sleep can affect athletic performance, and it can also affect your diet by making you make bad nutritional choices and making you feel hungrier than you actually are. Personally, I usually sleep well, maybe not as much as I'd like to, but I also have my bad sleeping periods during the year, like most of us. So I've noticed that when I'm having bad sleeping periods, I'm not getting into deep sleep. I have this underlying subtle level of anxiety that's not like really stressing me out, but it's just enough to keep me awake, to not get into those deep stages of sleep, which are essential. That's where you get most of the benefits physiologically with your hormones and all that from sleep. So the main reason this happens, I found, is because I have some problem I'm not dealing with, even if I'm not aware with it. It can be at a really subconscious level, and this issue just keeps my subconscious busy, nagging me, not allowing me to get into deep sleep. Every night before going to bed, or even after you've gone to bed and you haven't been able to sleep, get up, open the light, and sit and ponder. See what's keeping you awake, what's the issue, what could you do right now to feel calmer. And you'll see that most of the times there's something you're not dealing in your life. Something, for example, maybe you messed up a relationship with a good friend of yours and you're trying to avoid that because it's uncomfortable. Maybe you have issues, bureaucratic issues, some paperwork you have to do that you're postponing because you're lazy. You'll see that, usually there will be a reason for keeping you at these really light stages of sleep. And in order to deal with this, just put it on paper, write it down. Maybe it's one, maybe more issues. Usually it's one. And write some calls to action to deal with this issue. You don't have to find the solution from day one. Sometimes it's pretty complex, but by writing some call to actions, and by that I mean things that will lead you to solving the problem, things that will get you closer to a solution, you'll give your subconscious like a thumbs up that it's okay, I'm dealing with this issue, so you can relax, you can stop nagging me. So by writing a few things you could try, for example, just stuff that might work. Even if they don't work, just give them a try. Next day, put them in your agenda, which day you're going to do this. And you'll see when you start doing this, first of all, you'll find solutions within probably less than a week or months to problems that have been bugging you for a lot more than that. And your body will just fall into deeper sleep. Tip number 2 is for those of you who just find it difficult to fall asleep at night, especially those of you who are trying to sleep earlier and cannot succeed with that. I found that most of the times when I'm dealing with this issue, I'm kind of forcing myself to sleep instead of allowing myself to sleep. And by forcing me, I'm trying to keep my eyelids closed and really try to relax. But you can't force relaxation. As a matter of fact, I found that the opposite works by just taking a position on the bed, preferably on your back, but whatever is more comfortable for you, and keeping your eyes open, assuming that your room is very dark. Make sure that your room is always dark, because that also affects you hormonally. It affects your production of melatonin, which is like a really important hormone that helps you sleep. By keeping the room dark and by trying to sort of challenge yourself to keep your eyes open for as long as possible, this creates the opposite effect. You start feeling sleepy. Your eyebrows start feeling heavy. It's kind of like training, you know, you can't force your body to get tired. You have to train a little bit. You have to put some resistance there. So by trying to keep your eyelids open for a few minutes, you'll see that slowly they will start to feel heavier and heavier, and you start falling asleep. So these were my 2 tips for you today. I've written a blog post where I've included another 6 tips on top of the 2 I mentioned today. Go check it out. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you click on the subscribe button on the lower somewhere down here. I don't know where it is, or maybe the other side. I always mix those up. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below for next week's Q&A. And until next time, keep on training.